Hi everybody, hope you're having a good day today. What I was going to talk about today is something that I was talking with one of my sisters in Christ, and we're talking about how we've noticed in our lives, how once you realize who we are, that you know that this system cannot touch you. You're supernaturally protected, and you don't really have to worry about any of these whack jobs out there running around, these demons or whatever. And we've told a couple of stories, that's happened in our life, and some of them, they were like the same between. Here, I'll tell you what we talked about. This is in my experience of what happened with me, how you're supernaturally protected. And so this was back when I was 21 and 22 years old. I got a drunk driving, so I had two of them then in them 2 years right there. And so years went by, and this is later on in life when I was working, and it was kind of in the evening, and this guy called up. I knew him. I used to do side work for him, and he had a leak. It was like an emergency. It's like, all right. Well, I was having some beers during the day, doing yard work and everything, and I shouldn't have been driving. And so went over there and fixed his problem for him, and then he gave me some beers when we were over there. And on the way home, then I ended up getting drunk driving, which, I shouldn't have been driving anyways. But so I ended up going to court, and the first, because they don't ever go off your record, even the ones when you're 21 or 22 years old, they still stay on your record. So this would have been my third one, which, 3 of them is a felony, right? And so I'm standing in front of the judge and everything, and he looks at the papers, and he goes, he said, this is your lucky day here. He says, this is your third drunk driving, and he says, but the officer who wrote the ticket only wrote it down as your second, so I have to go with what's written down. And so right there, how many times has that happened to somebody? And then this other time is a little more amazing to me, because I've never heard of anybody of this happening to ever, except me, but I haven't talked to a lot of people. So when I was graduating high school, I was joined up to go into the Army and to be a paratrooper in the 82nd Airborne Division. And September 17th, 1990, I was supposed to leave. And I had signed up earlier on, it was getting close to when I was going to have to take off. And 2 weeks before, I went down and did the MEPS testing, and, and got all signed, like thousands of papers to get into the military, And in the meantime, from them, I was working at Burger King in the start when I joined up, but in the meantime of that happening, I had gotten a job plumbing residential houses, for a company. They said, no experience, we'll teach you what we want you to know. And it's like, okay, so that was pretty cool, and now I had this job, and I didn't really want to go in the Army anymore, but I was gonna have to. So 2 weeks before I'm supposed to leave, I get a call, and this guy, somebody from the recruitment center, said, well, says we found out that, Sergeant Carlton, the one that you had signed under, who he signed you up, says that we found that he's been lying to a bunch of people and everything, so we have to go and call everybody who he joined up into the Army. We have to call them and ask you if you still want to go or not, and if you don't want to go, then just come down here and sign your name once and you're out. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, cool. So that's what I did. But you see how, I mean, that just doesn't happen. You know, and if you go in the service, then they do all kinds of things to you, pump you up full of all these different vaccines and shots and whatever they want, because you're their property, So that's what we were talking about. And other people have similar stories, and so you're protected. The system cannot touch you. And the more that you realize that, they don't want you to know that. These demons definitely don't want you to know that we're protected by our Father in heaven. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. And, is that it? I think so. Okay. Talk to you later. See you. Love you. Bye.